guest is more than a dentist. He's a visionary with a mission to restore not just smiles, but self-worth. Dr. Hernan Quintero, known as Dr. HQ, is the founder of HQ Dontics, one of Miami's most trusted luxury dental clinics, right in the heart of Brickell. But his story didn't start here. Dr. HQ earned his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree from Santa Maria University in Caracas, Venezuela. He then crossed continents to train at one of the best institutions in the world, Tufts University in Boston, where he completed his postdoctoral specialty in prosthodontics with honors. And here is the thing. He didn't stop at being a student. He became a teacher, a mentor, and a voice of excellence. He served as a full-time faculty member at Tufts and taught at the VA hospital in Massachusetts, treating veterans and guiding dental students through the art of restoration. He's been recognized with Tufts Dean Award for Excellence in Clinical Teaching, and he's transformed countless of lives through his commitment to care that's as human as it's high tech. And as someone who sits in his chair, I can tell you this man is the real deal. Dr. HQ, welcome to the show.
Hi, Thaís. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for such a nice, thorough introduction.
No problem. So, your journey began in Venezuela, then took you all the way to Boston to Tufts, eventually to your own thriving practice in Miami. What lit this spark? What made you choose this path?
Before finishing, for a few years, I worked with a very well-known prosthodontist in Venezuela, and he guided me through what the specialty is and what we do. And I really loved it. I always had this kind of heart for art and crafts and things that we can make with our hands. So it resonated very much with me. And he went to this school. He went to Tufts University, where he actually got his same postgrad done over there, but in 1977. So I think his name is Dr. Brickell, and he is kind of the ones that responsible for me to actually learn about the school and to be able to go there.
That's awesome. So, you had a calling, but turning that calling into a career takes boldness. For the entrepreneurs listening who has a gift but hasn't acted on it yet, what advice would you give them about starting from scratch, even in a whole new country?
So starting from scratch was, of course, very scary in the beginning, I have to say. The opportunity was presented when I thought buying something from somebody else with things already in place and things in motion already is always safe, but you have to get in the kind of same track as what they were doing before. And I wanted to do something a little bit different in terms of not just the looks, but the environment and the flow of things. And that's what kind of made me jump off that precipice into the unknown of doing something. But I'm totally satisfied with that decision nowadays. It's been a long road, but it's been very gratifying to see it grow to what it's been.
That's awesome. So, you've lived and taught in some of the best academic circles in the US. Why Miami?
So Miami's always been like in my radar. At the start, it was because my family was like in Venezuela. And I'm originally from Venezuela, of course, and I wanted to be closer to them. It used to be a one-way flight over there, but right now it's like a trip to Europe.
Oh
But
my God.
talking length and of time that it takes to get there. I always loved Miami and being close to the ocean. And climate here, the weather is like blessed. I had a bunch of friends that used to live here. They don't live here anymore, but they used to. And that's what made me move to Miami. And I love being in Miami. It has changed for the better so much.
Yeah, I love it so much too. So, let's talk about, I know that Miami has its value, the vibrancy, diversity, the connection, and everything. How important do you think as a founder is to build a business in a place that energizes you? And what should entrepreneurs look for when choosing where to plant their vision?
I would say balance, having a balance of life and work is very important. And being in a place like Miami allows you to have that balance. And it's very easy to have it. You can go to the beach. As soon as you leave the office, you can go to the beach and you can sit down and have an orange juice or have a refreshment. And then being in a totally different environment. It's such a touristic vibe here. And everybody is like exercising and having almost like a good mood all the time. Not everywhere, but most of the places. But yeah, I think keeping that balance of work, of course, like being a metropole like Miami has turned into, it's a lot of work. We get to see a lot of people. It's very hectic sometimes. There's a lot of traffic lately, but we have a good life and we do have all so many things to do outside in the outdoors. And that would be my advice. If you're gonna jump into doing something by yourself, for yourself, or like for a group of people that work with you, keeping that balance and being able to work and play same as hard is very important.
That's awesome. So let's talk about HQ Dontics. There are lots of dental offices in Miami, but none quite like yours. What's the secret?
Thank you. Thank you for that. So we have been growing. We grow organically. Our staff I have this kind of method where I bring my staff, everybody's friends here. We almost become family. Not almost, we are family. We spend so many hours together every day. I have 13 members of my staff now. We started 15 years ago, and I was just me and my assistant. Um,
Oh,
Right now, we are going through a process of expansion. We just got another office in Key Biscayne that we just opened at Wall. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was like a secret, and now we are remodeling. I'm gonna let you know about that, but we're hoping to open it fully in about a month. Um, we're really excited about that as well. And it's been such a nice thing to see how people have cherished what we do and people is liking what we do. We're seeing so many people from all over because they're coming to see us from all over. It's very gratifying. I don't know what to say. It just feels great to be able to like help people that are in need or even just help with people keeping their teeth healthy and smiling.
you definitely built something premium, and patients feel that difference when they walk into your clinic. So, how did you define your brand experience early on? And what should entrepreneurs ask themselves when trying to create a business that stands out from a crowded space?
So I'll tell you a little bit and this is a true, honest story. When I first started, I was catering to a certain population, and I actually changed my looks. I changed the look of everything to try to cater to that population that I was targeting. When I say that, I say with a responsibility that showed me later on that people appreciate much better uh, to see it, the real person behind the scrubs or behind the white coat. And so I had all my Italian good looking scrubs and custom made and all that. And until I realized that people don't really pay attention to those things, people pay attention to the true self that people have behind all the masks that people are wearing most of the times. And so that is something that I learned that we have to project who we are. And that's what we're doing right now. We're listening to the music that we like. I talk to the patients the way that if they were my friends and I just met them and they're in the chair, try to be honest, try to be true with what you think. And we, of course, we all made mistakes at some point, but trying to own those mistakes and try to be behind everything that you do. And people are gonna notice those things.
For being authentic. So important. I've heard that before that like when you're trying to be who you're not, that people feel that uneasiness. Yeah, and for sure your offer is very authentically you. And I love that you have your I know the patient when they go, they don't see your dog necessarily, but you bring your dog in your office. I think I love that. When I saw that, I'm like, "That's cool."
So my dog is here with us every day. He's a service dog, but he's here with us every single day for the last 8 years.
That's
uh,
awesome.
and
I love
people
that.
love him. I haven't had one person, honestly, one person complain about him.
Doesn't serve anybody and super cool. I love it. Let me ask one more question. What was the biggest mindset shift from going to academia to entrepreneurship?
I don't know if I had a mind shift at some point, honestly. I keep teaching my staff and I keep teaching like in other places. I get called once in a while to do a study call, a study club or a presentation somewhere. So teaching is something that stays with you. I never gave it away. I loved it. I miss it. The private practice is a totally different animal, and you have to, it's tougher to be on top of the new technologies and new developments and new knowledge as you are when you are inside the school or you're teaching. So it creates a little challenge of keeping up with all those things. But I don't know if there is a mind change. Of course, there is being an entrepreneur is not a 9 to 5 kind of job. It's
Right.
all day long kind of job. It's the weekend job. It's every time, every day. I need to be on top of everything, all the emails, all the calls. Something breaks, I need to be on top of that. So it's a little different. But if you like it, if someone likes to go through that, it's just awesome. It doesn't feel like work, honestly, because you're like just doing something that you like so much.
You do it well. Your staff is extremely trained. I've never had a low level interaction with any of them.
Well, I'm being so lucky as well. Most of my staff are all dentists, are all foreign trained dentists, but they're dentists nevertheless.
All right.
So we've been really lucky into having very cohesive.
But even your front desk, they were so nice. They really on top. They always call me to remind me of the appointment. I love it.
Well, thank you. We try hard.
All right. So, what would you tell someone who's great at their craft but scared to run the business side of it?
I say don't be scared, first of all. If you need to take the leap and some things cannot be fixed in one day, sometimes it needs to be fixed in a there has to be a process and there has to be a learning process. Uh, Try to document yourself as much as possible, but in the end, don't be afraid to take that leap into becoming your own boss. It's scary, but if you have a very defined concept and you truly think that you would even buy it from yourself, then you have something that people are gonna, and we cannot have everyone, we cannot cater to everyone. There is some people that are not gonna be happy, there is some people that are not gonna be pleased, but then there is people that will. And every single day you try to do your best, and if someday things don't come out the way that you expected, see what happened and then try to change it so it doesn't happen again. And that way you will make your product or your service or whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to make it better and better. It's going to happen day by day.
So, not be afraid of failure. Because that's what, like, and it's impossible not to make mistakes.
Totally.
Right?
I always remember a movie I love. It's Batman Begins. I don't know if you remember that one, but
What did I
when
haven't
Bruce
seen?
falls into the cave, and his dad rappels down to the cave and he finds his son like at the bottom of the cave. He asks him like, why do we fall down? Why do we fall down? Is so we learn to get up.
I love it. Let's talk innovation. AI is revolutionizing everything, including healthcare. How are you bringing it into HQ Dontics? Did you guys get time? I know you're all about technology.
Yeah, 100%. So AI is in our lives, in our daily lives, and it's also in the dental industry quite a while for now. Most of the designs, or not, I don't want to say most, but there is a lot of aid from artificial intelligence into making designs, if it's for a smile, for a single tooth, for an appliance, a night guard that you put at night on your mouth. So all these images are being enhanced by AI. Communications are being enhanced by AI. Statistics reports, how to analyze those reports are being helped by AI, and it's such a great tool. We use it here all the time. If it's either to analyze something, to create something, for marketing, for designing the patient design bio. So video, yes. So yeah, we're using it all the time to even to plan surgeries. If you're planning a dental surgery for implants, AI is also giving us some feedback into how to do things more successfully.
That's awesome. So, how do you decide which tools or innovations are worth investing in? And what's your advice for founders trying to stay ahead without burning out or losing their core values?
I try not to bring technology into the office unless it's been out there for at least a few years. That's one. Mostly for hardware, like software, of course, changes like every day. But hardware, you want to like buy into things that have been out there, they're proven to work. But I would say that most importantly, you want to bring in things that you're going to use. You don't want to bring things that they're just flashy or they're trendy, because then they might fall out of trend very easily, or they might not be as useful as you thought they were. Then they're just gonna become a piece of equipment that's sitting in the corner of the office. So yeah, so wait a little, research a little, and see that this is not a brand new technology. You want to have a second or third generation of that particular hardware, and then the software, it's usually not as risky.
Yeah, because you can always go back. Yeah, I like that idea. Never heard. I like practical advice. Okay, so time for our lightning round. Are you ready? It's gonna be quick questions that I need some quick answers from
All
you.
right, I'll try. I'll try.
You're doing great. All right. For young dentists who dreams of opening their own clinic, what is the first step they should do?
First step, be prepared, study.
They need to see.
I
Okay.
mean, choose a niche and then go after the demographics, but you need to have something unique that you can provide. So you need to study for that.
Thank you for that. For a business that wants to deliver unforgettable client experience, what should they do first?
Treat people well.
Awesome. Someone afraid to charge their worth. What do you recommend?
Don't be afraid. Charge what you think is fair.
Okay. A tool that has changed your practice.
Tool that has changed my practice. My staff. My staff is not a tool, but they have certainly changed my practice.
Awesome. Okay, Dr. HQ, thank you for the care you've given to so many, including me. You are redefining what going to the dentist feels like. You're not just restoring smiles, you're restoring confidence, dignity, and peace of mind. And you're doing it with excellence, elegance, and so much heart. Also, my husband is also a client of yours. To learn more or book your own transformation, visit hqdentist.com or call 305-373-9699. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who deserves to feel amazing about their smile. Want to be a guest on the Business Leader Edge or start your own show? Head to InteliArt.ai/be my guest to apply. Until next time, stay bold, stay carried, and as always, stay unstoppable. Thank you so much, Dr. HQ.
Thank you, Thaís, for having me. I really appreciate it. You're the best. I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.